But can I just tell you that GEZA is in trouble? These guys are now hunting him down. All right, threats of arrest are being fired by Ziambi. But we all know that Ziambi is on the quarters of Mnangagwa. And I'm referring to the infights within the ZANU-PF quarters. You need to remember that we are facing two wars right now in the country. The first war is for the constitution. And this requires every Zimbabwean to put a stop to that nonsense. The 23rd hashtag mantra. So there's a confusion because it's already in fight of ZANU-PF fighting for power, considering that Mnangagwa already indicated that he does not want to leave in 2028, because now we're expecting them to have a new leader, right? So two fights. But interestingly, they all kind of, intertwined, because they're still all going to be requiring the change of the constitution to accommodate the stay of Mnangagwa. But here's the thing that I'm telling you. GEZA is us and we are GEZA. Please, guys, hashtag in the comment section, GEZA is us and we are GEZA. We should never allow anyone who leave their mother's house to come into the government to bully any citizen under the guise of politics. It should never be allowed now or never. Unfortunately, so we need to send a strong message to Mnangagwa that Ativunduswe is that easily. We are not even backing down at all. And this is not a political issue. This is a Zimbabwean issue. We are sick and tired of having politicians who want to act like gods. If you are tired of us and what we require, you're more than welcome to leave the throne. Yeah, it's that simple, guys. I'm tired of you and your expectations. I can't do it. Let me allow someone. The fact that you want to remain in the space, then you can't complain when we ask you questions. We cannot complain when Zimbabweans are speaking. And the also allegation that there is $300 million that is on the line to eliminate someone. We don't know what it is. This is actually Zivu who dropped the bombshell right now on X. That they are thinking of eliminating someone. There are meetings back and forth in the night. Now I'm just saying the people that are really kind of a threat right now, it may be GEZA, who is very mouthful, okay? So we need to pray for GEZA. Yo, send fire in the enemy's camp. Let me just tell you, I know the power of prayer. That when people are deciding to hate someone, they're the one that will be hurt in the process. I'm talking about the God that I serve. And on the other hand, pray. Maybe Chichiwenga. We must also remember, guys, we should never allow, okay, anyone to have the power to either kill or abduct and torture in our society and normalize that. We should never. We should stand firm and make sure that we protect and defend society. Prayer warriors, go to war with the enemy. We are not losing the battle. We are not. All right, some of you may just pass through the channel, okay, just like passing through. And then here you find me. Please subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification button. It's a space where we discuss Zimbabwe, especially now that we are fighting against our constitution, as well as the issue of succession battle in ZANU-PF. There's a lot going on in Zimbabwe, and it come through Zimbabweans. All your problems will be sorted once we restore sanity in our country. Okay, so my regulars, I can see more than 150 people just press the button. They want to join in the conversation. All of you 150, just like the live. When you come here, you have no choice. Just press the thumbs up button because we push algorithm inviting every Zimbabwean to the talks. We are not going to rest until freedom is realized. Remember this war that we are fighting for freedom. We are fighting against criminals. We have looted our country dry, okay? These guys would abduct, would torture. There are some people behind the rigging of elections to sustain their evil works. Zimbabweans, we are not playing. This is a war. Remember, some people think that I need to be cute. Yeah, listen, I'm a girl, okay? I can be in my feminine energy, but when I'm fighting the enemy, I throw the feminine energy away head on until you go down. So I'm not playing games here. Hands off GEZA, hashtag in the comment section, hands off Comrade GEZA. Okay, I said prayer warriors, go to war with the enemy and pray for each other. You should never allow any person coming from their mother's house and come here and act that they are better than others and we should be intimidated. No, we should never be intimidated. It will never work. Not in our lifetime. Not in our lifetime. You know, as long as I'm alive, the enemy knows my name. As long as I'm still living here, no one, absolutely no one will be hurt because of politics. We will stand to fight against the works of the world. Please bear with me. Please bear with me. All right, so there are 10 things, just to break the ice for you, that has been dropped in by Taffy the man. He said things that you can never change in Zimbabwe. Number 11, Wing D posting his woman. Is he going to do it or not? I'm not worried about that. Number 2 point is Chamisa not posting Bible verses, okay? Chamisa not posting verses. Those who were given cars will never say personal ZANU-PF. I can tell you, they will never, because they know where where their money is coming from, even though they pretend that they don't know. I'm waiting to hear Pastor Charamba and Mike Charamba say personal ZANU-PF, okay? Because there are some of the people who benefited, even though they pretend like they don't even know that these cars are the reason why the country is in shambles, you know? And then if VP Chiwenga chanting the 23rd slogan, you never heard him saying that, and you will never. I mean, Chiwenga is very clear. He has never said 2030 Nayo. No. Mbinga supporting the opposition publicly. They'll never do it. Papa lies seeing any wrong in Papas, and he's referring to those that are following fake prophets. You know, they can fight for fake prophets anytime, any day. We can achieve by losing weight. Okay, that's funny. How can you lose weight when you're just eating zekubas? Zekubas, no futisa. That's how it works. JP and Wing D collaboration. FM factions coming back together. My heart is broken because I grew up in the FM church. Okay, I knew when the church was still the church. Okay, nowadays it's all a money-making scheme. So that's why there's fight. Some people are authentic, but others are just there for the money. But anyway, who am I? God will judge. Sekalas getting direct reply from Wing D and Taffy the man posting fake news. All right, Taffy, shout out to you. Good. For those that have not subscribed to his channel, Taffy the man, please rush and subscribe. All right, so we're moving on. Like I said earlier, when we have two fights that we are facing right now. Number one is the molestation of our constitution, the constitution of Zimbabwe. That Mnangagwa want to do in order for him to accommodate his stay, so that he think that we're also we're looking into is the issue of the fights within the ZANU-PF. Okay, succession battle. So let's not confuse each other. Is the national fight of the constitution and then succession of battle in the ZANU-PF. That is not really much of our business, but we are zeroing into Mnangagwa must go. Number one is, he seems like he doesn't even want to respect our constitution. So why do we keep a person like that in the office? What for? He has to go. That's one of the reasons why people are fighting. And some of their own opposition people are thinking otherwise, okay? I'm seeing there's a lot of misunderstanding on the streets here. And I just hope my message will reach to them. Good guys, remember, I know your fights in the politics space. That's not what we are fighting for. We are fighting so that Mnangagwa do not molest the constitution. All right. Number two is we should never allow anyone to come in position and then demand that they stay by force. And create all these power structures, funny supports, buying people brazenly open. Okay, listen here. Mnangagwa buys people in the open. He doesn't hide. We should never allow that in our country. You understand? We should never allow that. Now I want to read what one of the lady who strongly supports ZANU-PF. I know you remember Gladys. That's why the one that you saw last time when there was a fight and she was kind of reprimanding the guy. I want to read her tweet. She says, I personally do not have a dog in the internal ZANU-PF wrangles. Fine, we agree on that. This was equally my position in 2017. In the final analysis, but the moment that they talk of amending the national constitution, they invite us to fight the good fight, not to a term extension. But like I mentioned, I've seen some people in the opposition are actually thinking this is about, politics. And they are more zeroing into, oh no, we know ZANU-PF, they are deceptive. I get that part. But wisdom is profitable to direct. Okay, wisdom is profitable to direct. So, as much as we want to be smart in terms of the deceptive character of ZANU-PF, we must never forget that we have a problem of a man who came in 2017 via the back door and hoodwinked people. And this guy wants to abuse him. On top of that, he abuses Zimbabweans by allowing criminal cartels to loot the country dry. Okay, there's been a lot of violence in the country that he never condemned. Okay, he is on record right now threatening people and citizens that you guys will not do anything because I've got my boys who are watching you. That sounds like a criminal to me. There's no president who talk to people like that. I mean, I've never heard Ramaphosa speaking to us South Africans like that. It only happens in Zimbabwe, which means we have allowed a couch of disrespect. It is now enough. So these are things that we are facing into say we won't allow such in our country. Anyone who feels threatened by our confrontation is more than welcome to say, guys, I'm packing my bags. Guys, you've got a lot of place to go, the cricket farm and all. You can do whatever you want. But we'll protect the constitution of Zimbabwe with everything within us, including our blood. That's what we need to make sure. But also remember that there is an issue of most people also within the opposition are not honest people. They proved in 2023. That's why Chamisa made it clear to you that I did it intentionally when I walked away. I knew that I would be in a position to expose these guys. And you can see now today, they are all humiliated. The likes of Mafume. So Freeman is writing a message that the true colors of men are not seen when they are having nothing. You see them when they have the keys to treasure. You go back to GNU. The moment our guys got in, they demanded got ministerial bends. The same things we cascaded together. Remember the 40K when they received the money, they took money from Mnangagwa to MPs. There's no moral accountability, which I think they're right. This is why I pushing on a national agenda that can be a political agenda, because I've realized that there's a lot of deception within political parties. Some people are just running around up and down for positions, and once you're doing that, it's danger that is about to happen. I cannot even believe that I can be running around and do what I do because I need a position. I don't care about positions. I just want a society that works so that I can fulfill my purpose, right? I realize that most people in Zimbabwe don't even know what purpose is. They just know to get a job. That's why, because they've destroyed the economy. Now everyone wants to be in politics. People kill to get into parliament. That's how it is. And it's so sad to watch, actually. Because Kudapsas was saying, behold the new, what is imaged at Justice Cheddar Commission hearings, when is we are watching and see the kind of corruption. But I must tell you, knowing ZANU-PF or knowing Mnangagwa and his shenanigans, I genuinely believe he's throwing a dead cat in the midst of Zimbabweans. This whole commission of inquiry is to protect himself so that people can zero in to say, you need to go. Remember, GEZA said a lot of things. And most of the things that he mentioned are all zeroing into Mnangagwa as a person. Guys, the killings of generals that we saw in the country, it's all going to fall on the shoulder of Mnangagwa as a president, right? The corruption that's happening in the country, it falls on his shoulder. But why starting with the opposition? Why not the real criminals in ZANU-PF? It's because he wants to push the blame on the opposition. Only fools who actually focus on, I'm not focusing on Mafume. Mafume is like the tip of the iceberg. Let's talk about Amana Priscilla Mufumira. The money for pensioners disappeared. Let's talk about Manawaj Gajena. Money for Kotkopuas in Gokwe disappeared. Let's talk about billions. What are you talking about? Millions of financial illicit flows. We see reports across social media. Different countries. We've seen in South Africa, London. What are they saying about these guys? Because they're very close to Mnangagwa. We saw a number of corrupt guys. But why Mafume? It's because Mafume is aligning with the opposition. So that they can throw a dead cat. Oh, guys, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Let's focus on Mnangagwa right now. He's the president of the country. For these corruption networks to happen without him taking action definitely shows that he's not the right person for the job. That's what it means. Are we saying we're not seeing corruption? No, we do. But it falls back to him as a president. He has failed to protect the legacy of Zimbabwe as a nation. So honestly, he needs to just excuse himself in peace. I don't think he's even in touch with what's going on. He's completely, I repeat, out of touch with the pain and the suffering of Zimbabweans. Interestingly, he's moving on with his life as we speak. All that is happening, I've never seen him saying, guys, what can we do to resolve issues? No, he acts like everything is fine. Because there are boys who are threatening people, who are saying that nobody's going to run this country except Mnangagwa, as if Mnangagwa is God that's going to live forever. It's all manner of shenanigans. So he's right now as we speak, he's in a meeting. He said he's opening his face cabinet session with ministers who are useless. Absolutely useless ministers. They have nothing to deliver. Look at Mutuli Ngove. Where's the economy today? But he's building a house in South Africa. Look at Magwa Matanga. You saw he owns how many houses in South Africa? They can't even trust their own economy. Okay, they hide stashed money in foreign lands. All these guys, you tell me that they're serious about rendering services to the Zimbabwean people. No, they don't. So let me read what the TN said. President Mnangagwa officially opens first cabinet session of the year. In a significant address, President Mnangagwa urged the ministers to demonstrate boldness and decisiveness in executing their mandates. What does that supposed to mean? Boldness and decisiveness. I underline. Interesting. You guys just stop corruption. Stop corruption and violence, and Zimbabwe will work. It's that simple. All right. Now that we know the updates on social media, I'm reading what Joe said, that update on the end of the Emmerson Mnangagwa's rule. Okay, ZANU-PF MPs today or tomorrow will table a motion in the parliament to extend President Emmerson Mnangagwa's rule beyond 2028, second term. That's what it means. The final push is now underway, which is people resisting Mnangagwa stays for power. Planned marches and rallies are expected soon and dates to be announced across Zimbabwe. Okay, there are so many meetings I've mentioned earlier on. I think that's one of the reasons why they actually arrested Vana Job Scala, because they've seen them in Mutare there, talking to citizens. You must never be hoodwinked. This man has to actually go. So put on notifications, guys. Stay tuned. You must make sure that you are at work because anything's going to erupt anytime, any minute. Mnangagwa must go. Criminals must be arrested. Zimbabwe has to need a new start for the betterment of people and the peace and sanity of this generation and beyond. At Mashure, we mean it. Our children will never suffer under evil. We will never allow this cloud to be on our babies. They deserve better. They deserve a nation that is respectful, a nation that is being led by men and women of integrity. Without that, we have no deal. It is what it is. Now we know that Mnangagwa is surrounded because he has Chiwenga on the other side that is very much afraid of. And because Chiwenga is playing very soft and lowly, but he's afraid of him. We have Chamisa on the other side. I mean, Chamisa has always been winning the elections. He's also pushing ahead in the morning that we are here and we are coming back and the change is coming. We have Kasukure also who made it clear. Okay. In fact, Kasukure's interview is coming on Thursday. You guys, please be watchful. On HSTV, he's going to be there. Dara came to South Africa, sat down with Kasukure. His interview is going to be aired. Guys, look out for that one here. Hear what he says. Okay. In 2025, we are not going to be sitting back and sleep. We are going to be at work, be part and parcel of the conversation of building this nation. Like what other countries do. You can't say, I'm not part of the politics. If you don't play politics, politics will play you. Okay, so you need to choose. Do you want to be played or you want to play the game? The choice is yours. All right? All right. And the ZANU-PF rebels, okay, remember there are people in ZANU-PF who no longer want Mnangagwa. In fact, 90% of people in the ZANU-PF party don't want Mnangagwa. 90%, I repeat. Some are just afraid. They actually say, no, we want you, sir, when he's around. But once he leaves, they're like, oh, no, we want this guy gone. And I don't know where Mnangagwa can learn from his predecessor, Mugabe, because that was the same thing. Overnight, people switched from Mugabe to Mnangagwa. Like, they didn't know this man. Only the few that were exiled. Zimbabweans in general do not want Mnangagwa. But he keeps on wanting to sell a lie. I've told you in the morning. And I must tell you what he did yesterday. I'm going to read from the ZANU-PF people that today the Heroes Egg that was yesterday, intoxicated youth. Okay, these guys were drunk. Were mobilized to sing provocative songs targeting VP Chiwenga, right, throw into Chiwenga, including Hawi Tonge Zimbabwe. Okay, disturbingly, a deputy minister and Harare province chairman Mahashi were seen participating in the crowd. This appears to have been a calculated attempt to counter and embarrass VP Chiwenga. Okay, there were different songs. Some were saying Awi Tonge, okay. Some were saying Munomengereko, Mukanya. Okay, that is Chiwenga, and I'm kind of Chiwenga because Mnangagwa is not Mukanya. Okay, as Mengereko Mukanya. All right, interesting. And on the other side, the ones from Mnangagwa were pushing and saying, no, the office is for Mnangagwa. And I'm like, guys, this guy's only 83 years old. He's almost signing out. And someone in your 30s, you're busy saying, oh, Mnangagwa must say to do what? What does he have to actually direct this generation? None. And I genuinely believe and I pray that Zimbabwe, in the next Zimbabwe, when we really revisit our constitution, number one that we need to do to remove more powers on the president. There's a lot of powers. We need a council of elders that is powerful than a president. Okay. Number three that I'm going to ask you, Zimbabweans, that is something that we really need to do, that we need to change. I've mentioned two of them. Because what I'm seeing currently, the issue of sending violence to funerals, that campaigning at funerals and cause chaos, that needs to change in our culture. We need to have respect for the dead, okay? Respect for the dead. All right, so Ziambi is becoming a monster against GEZA. You heard him threatening GEZA that we want to arrest you. Now, whatever he threatens has come to reality because reports today, the Herald is reporting that, that GEZA caught in a web of fraud, perjury. Okay, so I'm asking myself, I said the last time I checked, he was being accused of murder. Remember, by Ziambi. I'm going to play both of the videos. He was accused of murder. He was accused. Now he's being accused of fraud and perjury. Okay. Fraud and perjury means, I don't know what that means, but I think in a nutshell, was he supposed to have he's maybe you were supposed to act on his crime or fraud and then maybe did not turn up. I need explanation. What does that really mean? So lawyers in the comment section, please comment. I need to understand, what do they really mean? Because he was caught in the web of fraud and perjury. Okay, in the web of fraud, okay, comma, perjury. And there's also allegations that they were talking about murder. So we want to take a listen to Ziambi fuming, okay? The first one is accusing GEZA that he's sitting in the glass house, right? Listen here, Anzi, GEZA should know that he's actually sitting in the glass house. Take a listen.
Have forgotten that he is living in a glass house and he threw stones. While a suspected murder case where GEZA reportedly killed a person at his residence may have died down, the ex-ZANU-PF Central Committee member turned himself into a fierce critic of the ruling party, targeting the president in the process, calling him names and demanding he step down or else. In so doing, he attracted the attention of Justice Minister Ziambi, who now has threatened to take up the matter with the Police Commissioner General Stephen Mutamba to ensure he is arrested and brought before the courts. Ironically, Mutamba was not spared GEZA's wrath when he conveniently addressed one media organization. GEZA warned Mutamba, who is now set to deal with his murder case. The Justice Minister further claimed that GEZA's calls for Mnangagwa to step down were driven by tormenting spirits.
Very interesting. Now all of a sudden ZANU-PF know how to cite the Bible, okay, and how they hoodwink people. These guys, it's so sad to watch. The desperation is real. They're desperate. He accuses him of not respecting people and also said that he wants to separate us and Chiwenga. This is Ziambi. As he wants to separate us and Chiwenga. Really? Do you think so? Okay, time will tell. We are just watching the internal fight.
Politics na Chiwenga pakapinda mukabineti kuti waiti ukada kuita ndaramo iwe vakuru vamhadzana danho vavashaka vachiverenga panapa vakativerengai. You have to respect vakuru vedu. Saka iye ari kutaura kuti Mnangagwa azodai kuna nhingi azviwanepi kuda kurwisanisa vakuru vedu. Saka ndafara zvakanyanyisa nezvaitwa navashama kuti leader kana ari seuchairman unomutukire tisati tambosvika kuna president iye seuchairman ndozvikutaurwa neconstitution yedu. Iwo kana uri loyal kuZANU-PF uyaka kuno wosimudza ruoko. Makomrades angu ePCC, nyaya yamuri kutaura yekuti tidai ini handisi kuisapota nenzira dzakati. Kana ukange wakonvinsa kaPCC todhokutanga zvawataura. Asi kusangano medu patakauya tese manzwa vachipa nhoroondo hatina kumboya tikati tinoita chimbimbidoka. Pendiri panapa tine dzimwe nguva dzekuti zvandinenge tichida zvinoramba kuita asi tinoteedzera zvako taurwa nepati kuti ngazviitike. Ndokazviziva tese tiri kuno pane zvito zvedu zvataigona zvikatadza kubuda asina kuti hatina kubuda mupati kana kutuka adini wataura naye here. Matiripo panapa takagara kuno kuti muchiita musangano purezidenti nemavhaisa vako nemaminister of state vari kuita musangano iwo kutaura kuti ndingahadiniki kuti kuveka apinde muconfuse vana kumushauro kana pane munhu anoda purezidenti Mnangagwa ungakaemese muri panapa ndaachiwenga vachitaura kuti handidi Mnangagwa kwewo wakuzova aritaurira zviwani.
All right, so he's saying that no one loves Mnangagwa the way Chiwenga does. All right, I'm yet to see that. Time will tell. Okay, I'm yet to witness that in my lifetime. And I'm very much awake and my eyes are wide open. My ears as well. My discernment spirit is so much awake. Is that true? Definitely not. I don't buy that. If that was the case, a lot has been going on in the country. I can't even touch that for now. Let's move on. Okay, so Dr. Wotamzembe woke up early in the morning, okay, and sent out a message that, good morning, Zimbabweans. The list of criminals around the president 2.0 is almost complete. Chasara kumanya chete. So, in a nutshell, it says people are almost running in the country. All the criminals' names are there, okay? Right now, and I feel sorry for some of the opposition brothers we believed in. If you have been part of the parcel of corruption, they're coming for you. They're coming for you. And rejoice for the fellow comrades who will be joining you in exile. I guess you will cook up a strong team. And he said, Tope Sanapanali Mpopo. We'll be, okay, Tunosangana, Mamoshibuda, Mamoshipinda. Very interesting. And, so there was a question that, did you include opposition criminals who are now offering a fight for Emerson? So this actually, Ali who mentioned that. And I must also say that there are people in the opposition today who are also part of the corruption scandal or corruption ring in the country. They were masquerading as opposition, but yet they were actually working with the criminals. So these people, the question is, are you going to arrest them because they seem to be fighting again for, like they're serious to fight Mnangagwa? No, they're not. They can see that the wind is blowing in the opposite direction. The covering they thought existed is the lid is coming off. Okay, remember Nasongezo Shabangu, they will be behind bars. I can't wait to see that idiot behind bars. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see that idiot behind bars. Like I mentioned earlier on, these allegations are serious. Okay, so Zivu is saying that there's $300 million US, okay, allegedly being gathered to oust someone overnight. Right? Close allies are switching sides and midnight meetings are underway. Mark my words, a storm is brewing. $300 million, okay, is being gathered just to remove someone. Only God knows who that person is. And I don't know if it's removing from the party. I don't know if it's removing to unearth someone or to unalive someone. That's why I've said you need to pray for each other. The good people should not go, but the evil people can go. I don't mind. I don't mind if people can go to hell and burn in hell. I'm not bothered at all. But the good people should be protected by all means. Prayers up. This God is too much. God is good. He's good. Okay. Now the GNU talks that people are alleging they're in the background. Okay, there are talks, like I mentioned earlier on, in the country. These are so crucial because no one is willing to go back to 2008. No one is willing, no, I'm actually wrong. No one is willing to go back to 1978 because remember there was the GNU that happened. It was a lie because crooks were there to hijack the party. We don't want to be part of that. There's also GNU that happened in 2008. People do not want it back. 2017 coup that happened in the lie, the hoodwinking of people. People do not want it back. So now we are talking about what's the way forward to rebuild Zimbabwe. I think we have heard where I stand. My prayer is that we wake up and having new people in the government. That's me. Okay. Completely new individuals who are not related to each other, who are not buddies at all, but who are genuinely and authentically stand to rescue this country. That's my prayer. And everyone is believing in the same. So Bishop was asking the same question. What do you think about the issue of unity in our country? And I want to take a listen to what he says. I genuinely believe this is the conversation we should never miss as Zimbabweans. We must all gather together. Take a listen, please.
Austin Bakare, Bishop Patrick Mutume and yourself get together, work to try and create the GNU in 2009, and nothing happens. Our country's in a mess. See where we are at the present moment. There's no opposition to talk about. The corruption within the ruling party stinks to high heaven. What should happen for this nation to change? Being believers, we must not rule out the hand of God. We in the Zimbabwe movement, the first thing he said, we acknowledge the sovereignty of God over this nation. Now, there is a disconcerting fact, Trevor, that we find. If you speak to so many Zimbabweans, even ZANU-PF, MDC, they go to church. This is the amazing thing. So when people say Zimbabwe is a Christian nation, I take a little bit of offense there. We are a church-going nation. Now, we need to start taking what we hear on a Sunday or wherever, practice it. Because I cannot say Pasina Nube when I'm a child of God. I cannot do that. Because you are made in the image of God. You are my brother. I may disagree with you. But to take your life, and this is what Zimbabweans must understand, all the politicians. You see, we just witnessed this week at a funeral. Was it in Budiriro or Glenview there? People start fighting at a funeral. Now, you see, this is where, and when we came out of the Zimbabwe one, we said, people said, we want to practice tolerance. No. We need to go to a higher virtue than tolerance. It is acceptance. I don't want to accept you, Trevor. I don't want to tolerate you. I must accept you. Now, once I accept you, you're a different tribe, but I accept that. You're a different color, I accept that. You have different political persuasions, I accept that. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. Now, that's where we need to get to. And I believe there are people, having had, I've had close interaction with people in the ruling party. I've had close interaction with people on the other side. There are people of that caliber. My prayer is that we can have more such people who put the country first and begin to realize that when we go and meet our maker, there is no political affiliation in the graveyard. We're all the same. God will not want to see your party card. Correct. So I have hope. But it also takes people like you and me to start doing something. The idea that we have outsourced political activity to certain actors must stop. But I must push back, Bishop. What about, you've just mentioned an issue now of fight at a funeral. That's down at the grassroots level. Right. This poison has gone down to the grassroots levels. I say to people that I have seen violence and bad behavior where people don't know what party they are in. There's something in us. There's something in the person in Makokoba, the person in Mbare and Mavuku. What has happened to us? Have we been so affected by this bad leadership that we've changed from who we were? Right. So here, I think we cannot only put the blame on the political leaders. Us as church leaders. All these people are going to church on a Sunday. What are we teaching them? What are they grasping? And I say this, unfortunately, a divided church cannot unite a divided nation. A broken church cannot bring healing to a broken nation. And that's the problem. Churches are divided. Churches are broken. A church that lacks integrity cannot preach about integrity to the politicians. And wow. This is happening. This is happening. And unfortunately, we then say at the grassroots, well, because these people come, what do they see? If somebody comes to my church and what he sees is duplicity, we have church leaders selling lipstick and telling people that this lipstick is so powerful that it will change your blood pressure.
That's my
and people buy it. Exactly. Why? Here it is. Because we leave our brains outside the church when we go to church. So the church is full of zombies. Instead of having people who can intellectually engage us in church and say, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's not what the Bible says. In fact, people don't even go with the Bible. Yes, Papa. Go deeper, Papa. How can you go deeper with shallow people? It's an anomaly. And so, whilst the politicians are doing that, we as church leaders have got to look at ourselves. What are we teaching our people at the grassroots to bring unity, to bring healing to people at that level?
Yeah, that there's a problem in the church, which I completely agree. There's a big problem in the Church of Jesus Christ in Zimbabwe. But you know what? It's not. I can't say it's all churches, but unfortunately, the loud churches are more problematic than the ones that are just minding their business. You know, the problem about fake prophets is that they want you to know that they are there. You know, that's how they thrive. They thrive in marketing themselves with a lot of lies, you know, having fake doctorates, like what my guy and all the other likes are doing. The kingdom of Satan is a joke. You know, they also do thrive on threats. They are very corrupt. They do dirty work for the government. This is a syndicate, well-known coordinated syndicate from the kingdom of Satan. So that's why people get hoodwinked easily. Majority don't read the Bible. They just hear what the pastor say and they go around fighting for the pastor. I've told you last time, just read your Bible and do what he says. You're good. It's that simple. Okay, read your Bible, you do what he says. And I'm going to repeat that again. And you will never have problem. You will never, and you'll be the most happiest Christian ever. You know, this whole thing of fighting for pastors, you are not yet given your life to Christ if you are fighting for a man of God because you don't even know him. You think him standing it for 2 hours in the church will automatically qualifies you to know his ins and outs. These guys are doing the worst. These guys, you are going to be shocked because documentaries are coming out that are going to expose shocking revelations about most of your papas that you in Zimbabwe. You will be flabbergasted. Okay, but it's important so that at least you know where you stand. I genuinely believe that if we put God first, things are going to align. I'm very positive on that, but God will not fail us. That's why I ask you from the beginning, pray for each other. Pray for these leaders. Believe in them. God will not fail us. Not this time. He won't fail. In fact, when God leads, we already won. We're fighting from victory. You know, the peace that we want is here. Mnangagwa will do anything. He can put billions of dollars. He will not win this battle at all. It's not long about the money. It's about destiny. It's not God confronting him and saying, listen, my people have to go. Okay? My people have to go. So, sir, forget it. You can any money you want, take it out. But you are not going to win this war. The war is already won. The war that we're fighting is for destiny. We need our destiny back. We need a nation that is classy. Leaders who are honesty. Men who leads by love, not threats or violence. No, we don't want such kind of people. No, not in this era. No, it doesn't even cut at all. We need men and women of classy. You know that you are proud to call a man a president. You are proud to call a woman a minister because she carries characteristics of leadership. But as we speak, you dance and shake your bum, you have got a position. Okay, you do someone's dirty work, you have got a position. Not under our watch. In the Zimbabwe that's coming, no. It's who are you? What are you on about? What's your resume? Let's check you out. Are you even qualified to serve? And those people get position. And we'll monitor them and we are going to question. No one is going to say, no, don't ask me. If you feel like people are touching your last nerve, you're more than welcome to exit. It's that simple. Zimbabwe is packed with a lot of brain capabilities who can serve this country with distinction. Not the nonsense I'm seeing currently. You don't have to belong to any political party to serve. You may not even belong to any political party at all. You know, I said to someone, I'm not even campaigning for any position, but I said if I happen to be serving the people of Zimbabwe one way or the other, I don't care about positions. I do not want to belong to any political party. And I repeat, I don't want to associate myself with any political party. I can vote for whoever I want, okay? But I'm not, and I'll tell you why, because then I'm compromised. I'm pushed to believe in a lie. I'm pushed to stand for things that are not right. No, I want to be independent in whatever I do, okay? And do it right. So that I'm not owing allegiance to anyone. There's something not right in our country. You don't have to be in a political party to be a leader in society. In fact, majority of people today who are jumping up and down, who are screaming in the backyard, are not leadership material. I've seen their characteristics. They're not fighting for Zimbabwe to be a better place. No, they're fighting to have a position so they can have access to things. That's not a leader. Leaders are there to serve society. They give their soul, their gifts, their time, right? Humbly so. Those are leaders. Not these ones of threatening people and be screaming and shouting, looting and try to think you can force yourself. You want to most molest the constitution and you want us to sit and say you're a leader. You're not. You're actually not. You can call yourself whatever you want, but the truth is the dignity has already been lost. And that's why I guess you heard him saying, if you actually have an iota of leaguers at all, because you have nothing. They're right. Because you fail to understand the principles that govern leadership. Tell me what you think in the comment section, guys. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Okay, be respectful though. I do it respectfully because they'll read your submissions. Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see the new Zimbabwe. Guys, I can't. But I pray that new Zimbabwe won't have Joy Charamba anywhere. God, please. I do not want to see Joy Charamba anywhere near leadership in Zimbabwe. Let him go home and sort himself out. Okay, please have new people who have never been anywhere near portfolio. Let's work with those guys. Not connect to any political yada yada yada. Because honestly, there's a lot of nonsense in this country. The culture of leadership has been lost. It's only greedy, favorism, friendship, and buddies. I don't have to be your body. I don't even want to be your body. Anyway, I just want to save the people of Zimbabwe. This whole thing, guys, we need to know where to draw a line between friendship, family life, and work. The two are not the same. Okay. Yeah. We can be buddies, but when you're at work, we mean business. It's professionalism or nothing. So, guys, remain resolute. The Zimbabwe you want is around the corner. The talks are in the background, and I pray every day. Guys, I pray. Bring those people out. Let the Zimbabwean people scrutinize them. Okay, put them out there, the names. Let us scrutinize them one by one and say, this one, nah, this one did this and that and that and that. Because, guys, leadership is not about trying to play games. No, bring their names out. Let the Zimbabwean people actually say something. Okay, all these shenanigans, they just are because it's all about them. It has never been about Zimbabwe. Okay, if it was about Zimbabwe, they could have been calling people for dialogue. But no, it's about let us loot in peace so we don't go to prison. Because the guys know exchanging ambience, guys. Houses with the top highly paid on top, good life. Million slave queens, million concubine. It's about to end. Those concubines will go back because they realize that I'm just waiting for a fool. They'll be packing their bags, going back home. The money that you have been looted, all of it. So they know it's changing for luxury lifestyle. With the prison hospitals, right? Garments, right? The orange one or that khaki one. So they know that we are about to lose everything. But that's what happens when you are dining with the devil. Okay, life it seems like it's working for you. No. It's sweet bitter with Satan. With God, it's bitter sweet. It's like nothing is working when God is with you. But in the end, you will win and you will win forever. But when you dine with the devil, he's a user. He's a mimicker of things. He's a master illusionist. He lies. He's a deceiver. Okay. You do all his dirty work and in the end, you slap you in the face and leave you humiliated. So you choose which one you want to follow. You want to follow God or you want to follow the devil? The choice is yours. I love you guys. God bless you and God bless Zimbabwe. Have a good one. I'll see you later and bye for now. Oh, by the way, don't forget that the press is coming for Comrade GEZA, right? I don't know what time it is. I'm still here to check again, but it's coming today. So guys, look out for it. HSTV, you can subscribe to the channel as well. Let us all be informed. And together we can build a Zimbabwe that we want. Bye for now.